Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. I'm Stephanie Fisher. I'm a licensed counselor here in the state of Michigan, and I am owner and operator of In Progress Counseling. This is not going to be a new idea, but I'm going to frame this a touch differently for some communication strategies that we can be using. But we've talked about, mental health being an ongoing commitment to reality at all costs. Anytime I can use that quote, I'm probably going to. It's an M. Scott Peck quote, which I love so dearly. But a lot of the work that we do is getting people to the place where they can stay in their present without defense mechanisms, without pulling the past in, without anxietizing about the future. They can hold the emotions that are going on. They can name them. They can speak honestly about them. They can just be who they are, be where they're at without trying to get out of that reality. And so we'll often talk through kind of present tense language. Now, what is really helpful in communication is when I'm able to explain that the past has come into the present moment. And so let's say historically I have this pain point. Let's say it could be I have a felt sense of rejection, very common. I have a felt sense of not being considered. I have a felt sense of not being respected. I have a felt sense of not being safe, of being injured or hurt, of being abused, there's so many things in my history that if something in my present mimics it or gives some sort of corollary to it, it's very possible that in real time I'm having this trauma activation from the past, which means the past is showing up right now. When I'm communicating that, it can be very powerful, number one, for me to name it, and number two, for me to indicate to someone else that that's what's happening. And I know we've had that conversation before, but what the kind of key strategy is today is slowing myself down enough to ask myself, is this about the present moment, or is something from my history showing up here? And if something from my history is showing up here, I need to be able to call it by its name and communicate that to someone. And for an example, let's say I am in the checkout line, and let's say the clerk is going to scan my order, but she puts her back to me. And I don't know why. I have no context. Now, I, Steph, have in fact worked in customer service where they would say things like, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. Never put your back to the customer. Always be smiling and engaged. Always show that you're available. That's just my internal structuring around good customer service. So imagine this clerk has her back to me. I have no context for it. I'm feeling that it kind of defies just good basic decency in customer relations. Now, let's say also I have this historical wound of not being considered or being overlooked. And so in real time, the past is showing up in the present, and I'm starting to worry, like, maybe she doesn't see me. Okay, maybe I'm not worth seeing. Maybe I'm not worth considering. And that's not happening at my level of like cognitive reasoning. It's happening at that activation level, that trauma response. Really that little internal voice is saying like, you have to see me. I exist. Please respond to me. And so it might come out in like a harsh tone, like, I'm sorry, are you working today? Or what are they paying you for? Or it might show up in some sort of emotion or some sort of, well, screw you, I didn't want these items anyway, some sort of defense mechanism where I retreat. But what's happening in real time is history is showing up in the present, and my emotions aren't, they're not accurately able to timestamp and say, oh, this is my history showing up. I'm feeling unheard or unseen. I'm feeling not cared for. I'm feeling rejected, whatever it is. When I can start to put language to it, it can calm down my whole response system because I'm communicating accurately about what's happening. It doesn't mean I'm unaffected. I still don't like it when someone in customer service puts their back to me and, they're on their phone or they're just ignoring me and I have no context for that. That would still be frustrating. But what I'm not doing is taking the past and making it the present and saying, it's your job, you have to pay attention to me. Like that's that internal hurt piece of my history that would be showing up in the moment. So I could, very forthrightly say like, hey, are you able to help me here? Are you able to send someone my way? I can build a strategy to respond to the situation versus having a reaction show up. It's a lot of the work we do. We slow it down enough to ask, is my past showing up in this present moment, and is that what I'm responding from? It's very common whenever we're doing relational counseling. It's one of the key things we're looking at. Hey, whose past is showing up in this conversation? Why does it go off the rails so quickly? How do we tell the difference between past and present? Really, really powerful stuff. But we typically have to slow the conversation down, and we start by asking ourselves questions about like, hey, was that about this moment, or is there something back there that just showed up here?